Alright, YouTube and Fallout community. So recently, Todd Howard did an interview with Glixel.com, and we got an update on the Fallout 4 VR, so let's get into it. If you guys remember, last year at E3, Bethesda actually announced that they're going to bring out the VR on the HTC Vive at some point in 2017. Since we're getting this update pretty early in 2017, I imagine we might see something as maybe at E3 or something this year is when they might actually release it. We don't have a release date yet, of course, but hopefully that's when. So they spoke with Todd Howard, and he said, Fallout is going great. Referring to Fallout 4, of course. There's a lot of work to be done, but it's super exciting. We are doing the whole game, he assured us. You can play it start to finish right now, and the whole thing really works in terms of interface and everything. Todd Howard saying something works is kind of a meme. It's kind of funny that he actually said that. I'm not sure why in this article they put so much emphasis on the fact that they're doing the whole game in VR. Like, I never thought they were doing anything else. Like, I kind of assumed they were gonna do the whole game VR. It kind of didn't make sense. Like, what else would you do otherwise? You're just gonna do, like, fucking a couple of towns VR? Like, I assumed it was gonna be the whole game. But one thing to take away from that quote is that he mentioned you can do it from start to finish. You can play the game in VR. I don't know if they just mean, like, the story or what. Because if it's everything, then why don't we have a release date yet if it is actually finished? I'm assuming it just means, like, the story, like, if you're just, like, Diamond City, you know, fort, whatever that fort is where you find Kellogg, like, maybe the key locations that are needed for the story, all that's, like, finished so you can play the game from beginning to end. Maybe that's what it is, I'm not sure. The article goes on to say, when we asked him about the challenges of porting a game designed as a traditional first-person game to a virtual reality environment, he was unfazed by the challenges. I would say that Fallout works because of the interface, he explained. The Pip-Boy is on your wrist, and we've been able to present so that it works the way you expect. You look, and there it is. The fact that the gunplay is a bit slower than in a lot of games has certainly helped us, but we have VATS so you can pause or slow down the world, he says, describing the Vault-Tec assisted targeting system. Why would you not just say VATS? That's weird. That allows you to freeze real-time combat and target specific areas of enemies before unfreezing the action. I don't even know why I'm reading that. We all know what VATS is. But he does say, I assure you VATS in VR is awesome. We love it. And I imagine that VR, like, doing VATS in VR would be pretty fucking cool. Like, pausing and slowing down time, but then actually, like, turning around and, like, looking at the world around you. That'd be pretty cool, actually. On the subject of moving around Fallout 4's enormous game world, he notes that the studio is working on a number of solutions to the problem, acknowledging that locomotion is a problem that all developers of VR games are tackling. We're lucky that the action isn't super twitchy, he says. Locomotion is definitely the hard part, I will admit. Given the size of the world and the amount that you're moving in Fallout 4, that part is tricky because you're doing it a lot. Right now, we're doing the teleport warp thing, and that's fine, but we're experimenting with a few others. Now, I'm not entirely sure what locomotion means. I'm assuming that means, like, walking around and running and stuff. I don't understand game developer language. Maybe that's what it means. That's my guess. And then the teleport warp thing sounds kind of cool. My guess is maybe, like, you can, like, kind of look at an area and, like, just warp there for now in the VR just because they're testing it out. That probably wouldn't be in the actual VR, but that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind warping around the Commonwealth. Interestingly, Howard says that the studio's plan isn't to come up with just one solution, but instead we'll be trying everything it can. Our plan is to ship with as many as we can because it's different for everybody, he says. There are a lot of indie developers and students that are working on prototypes and thinking about how to move in VR, so we're looking at a lot of those. So it sounds like they're sending out the VR copies or versions of Fallout 4 right now to, like, different developers and students and studios and shit, just trying to get everybody they can to help try to get the right version of Fallout 4 in VR. And the article ends with them saying there's still no firm release date for Fallout 4 VR, but it seems likely we'll be hearing something very soon. It's going great. It's definitely the right game for us to do, Todd Howard says. So again, the main takeaway from this article and this interview with Todd Howard is that you can actually play the VR from start to finish. Now, we don't know exactly what that means. My guess, again, is that start to finish has to be the main quest line. That's really the only thing that makes sense to me. Because, just exploring the wasteland, there's no start to finish that because you can just do that endlessly. So it's got to be the main quest line is my guess. So hopefully this means that we'll be getting the VR. We know we're getting it in 2017 at some point, for the HTC Vive at least. I don't know if they ever announced for any other kind of VR platforms. But we know we're getting 2017. Hopefully we get some big news at E3, before E3, somewhere around there, at least a release date at E3. So hopefully this was informative for you guys that are interested in playing Fallout 4 in VR. I definitely would like to play it. I'm not somebody who's really that interested in the VR and all that stuff. I just like to play video games, man. But the experience of playing a Fallout game, like literal first person, sounds pretty damn awesome. Anyways, guys, if you went on to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Follow me on Twitter. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later.
Till it comes to conclusions, all the things that we thought we were losing. I'm a ghost and you know this. That's why we broke up in the first place. 'Cause I want